gonna take long. I got a flight out of here in about 20 minutes.
No, sir. Shouldn't take long at all.
All right. Shoot.
Well, I just had a few questions to ask you. Could you please describe for me, in your own words, what happened on that day?
Well, I was walking through the airport, see, and I noticed this young man about to board the plane, looking rather agitated. And so I assessed the situation, and I determined that he was unable to ride on my plane.
And what, in your opinion, made the young man unfit for riding your plane?
Well, the fact that I noticed through my training that he had what you call Down syndrome.
Well, yes, sir. I understand that he had Down syndrome. But what about him having Down syndrome made you believe that hostility was inevitable?
Well, it's a known fact amongst us airline pilots, and I believe the general traveling public, that people who have Down syndrome have a propensity for terror. It's also a known fact that 89% of all hijackings in the world are caused by people who have Down syndrome.
Could you please explain to me, in your own words, of course, sir, what you believe Down syndrome to be?
Well, certainly. I mean, everybody knows that Down syndrome is that condition whereby when one catches it, it gives them a leaning towards acts of terror and weaponry.
Interesting. So, to recap, you believe Down syndrome is something that is caught, and once caught, gives the person who caught it a propensity towards terror and the ability to use weapons. Is that correct?
Yeah, because around the world, internationally, people who have Down syndrome oftentimes join the League of Shadows.
Some have suggested it was not the threat of terror, but rather his first class passenger status that caused you to not allow him to board the plane. Is there anything you would like to say to that?
Well, yeah, certainly. Look, that's not unreasonable. When you have an extra chromosome, it's important to aerodynamic travel to be able to balance out the plane properly. We couldn't count on that extra weight in first class. It all has to do with the area of the plane. We were planning on a certain amount of chromosomes, and Mr. Vanderhort would have brought an extra to the party, if you know what I mean.
Sir, millions, both here at home in the US and globally, have been outraged by the way that American Airlines and
Whoa, 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 whoa. If you don't mind, I have a prepared statement to address those very people that you're talking about that I'd like to read right now.
Why, by all means, sir.
Alright. Can't see a thing without my glasses. I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather that you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand the post. Thank you.
Sir, that speech sounds very familiar. Isn't that the speech that Jack Nicholson's character gave to Tom Cruise's character in A Few Good Men?
Come again?
It's from a movie. I'm telling you, it's from a movie and has zero relevance, sir. Sir, is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Alright, first of all, let me say that it is not the job of American Airlines to please their customers. We have no intention of doing that whatsoever. And also, I want you to know that my best friend in the world has Down syndrome.
Sir, you're saying that your best friend in the entire world has Down syndrome.
I brought a picture of my best friend. I'll show you.
Yes,
Picture
I
of
would
him and I.
actually love to see that photograph. That's your best friend in the whole world?
That is correct, sir.
That's actually Christopher Burke, an actor, at the time he was in the sitcom Life Goes On.
My best friend's name is Corky. Thank you very much.
Sir, is there anything at all, that American Airlines is planning to do to make things right with the young Mr. Vanderhorst and his family?
I'm glad you asked. We have put together a restitution package for the Vanderhort family. First, we have taken the time and the energy and the effort to friend request Mr. Vanderhort on Facebook. So now we will be socially networked together in cyberspace for all of eternity. Second, I am offering Mr. Vanderhort this official co-pilot pin made of heavy-duty tin. I hope he wears it proudly, but please don't bring it on the airline because it has pointy tips. And third, and lastly, we have offered to the Vanderhorts an all-expenses-paid travel package, which to anywhere in the continental U.S. they choose to go. The tickets for their whole family and all the luggage they can carry on any Greyhound bus of their choosing.